Hello, and welcome to Running Behind. I am Joey Metzger, your host and project manager in this world of constructing slow running stories. Today, I am joined by Julie Anding. Now, I met Julie at Mammoth Trailfest, where we both got cut off at the top of Mammoth Mountain. Well, it turns out this was not Julie's first or even second time doing that. We get the full details on her history of trail running, chasing cutoffs, and volunteering at some epic trail races. We also learn how Julie is using her yoga business and positive attitude to make a difference and heal those among us who most need our help. And yeah, you might hear some of my mammoth stories for the umpteenth time, but I promise this is an episode that you don't want to miss. Absolutely one of my most favorite interviews. So head out for your run, be careful of low-hanging branches, but it's time to hit the trail.
I showered this morning, so we're good.
Well, there you go. I showered this month. Yeah, I'm recording, by the way, but it doesn't matter because we're going to chat and then we'll officially start. So I do video, but I am so horrible. You're better than me at social media, Instagram. Yeah. That's the thing. It's like, I love doing a podcast. It's kind of taken away all my time to make YouTube movies, but I love doing it, but I hate social media. I don't know.
I know.
It's like, you got to post every day and
it's starting to feel more exhausting now, even, and I've heard I'm not a creator, but I've heard
we're all
creators say
Julie.
that.
We'll talk. We're all creators.
All creators.
We're all
No, but I've heard
creators.
people say, like, what do we do in this space? It's exhausting. We're tired of this, the whole thing.
Well, there's like, I get these, I don't know, these people trying to sell me stuff. Do you want, your algorithm? And I'm like, dude, I'm doing this shit just for fun. I barely know what I'm doing. So.
Oh my God. How are you? Are you recovered?
From Mammoth?
Mammoth.
Oh yeah. Yes. We're going to talk. Oh, we're going to talk Mammoth.
We're going to talk.
Let's just get started.
Okay. What do you need from me? Do you feel is this set up? If this is my kitchen.
Do you have soda pop, water, wine? I don't know. Yep, great. Got it. Your sound quality is good. The one thing I will check when we're done, I'll say goodbye, but don't hang up right away because I want to make sure I've got this little thing. It uploads, it records to your computer, and then it uploads it to the cloud. And it takes a couple of seconds at the end, but it gets really high quality stuff. So.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. When you've done your other podcasts, Julie, you're a famous podcaster guest. Have you used Riverside FM or Zoom, or what do you typically use?
I could not even, I think it was, what did we do? It was audio only.
Okay.
She's a PT with vestibular stuff. So it was just, I couldn't even tell you. I don't even know.
I was telling my chiropractor about you. My chiropractor, I'm sure you haven't listened to every episode, but I did an episode with her. She's awesome. And she's into, and just looking at your website, and we'll talk about this. I have a whole, we're going to probably take an hour just on your yoga business, but
I'm an open book, so you can ask me anything. I really, I'm not afraid of any of it.
You will be by the time we're
done.
This
is why we run ultras, right?
Yes. Yeah, you run 50Ks over 11,000-foot mountains. You're not afraid of anything. No. But my chiropractor is into all kinds of wellness and quantum nutrition testing, and so we could talk that. So anyways, we've already started, guys. We are way into this. My guest today is Julie Anding, right? Julie Anding.
Yep.
Of Grit and Grace Yoga. And my new Mammoth 50K buddy, we have a story. We have a shared disappointment, shall we say? And we will get to that, people. We will get to that. Julie, I know you've listened to at least one podcast with our good friend, Tim Tolfson. I don't know how many of these you've listened to, but I have what I call an icebreaker.
Okay.
And please keep in mind, I'm no Dylan Bowman. I am just a humble servant of the trail, trying to entertain myself and others. And so I do what I do. But I have an icebreaker question. I don't know if you heard this or not.
I have.
But I liked Okay, well, I like to put people on the spot. This is the best way to do these things. We don't need to be prepared. Let's just jump into it. Give me one word, Julie,
Mm,
that describes you as a runner. One word.
resilient.
Love it. Resilient. Yeah, I think I've gotten that one before. That's a great word for especially the type of
Yeah.
running we do. Now, tricky one. Sometimes it's the same word, sometimes it's completely different.
Ooh.
One word, Julie, that describes you as Julie the person.
Mm. Multifaceted.
Oh, very good. I had my good friend Dave, who's slightly older than I. His one word was old slow geezer. Or maybe that was his running word. I don't remember, but I thought that was hilarious that that
It
was
should
one
have
word.
been mine, old slow
Should have been
geezer.
years. You've done other podcasts. Sometimes I ask people, and I'll ask you, why did you agree to be on my podcast? What were you thinking
Oh
on
my
Instagram when I pinged
gosh.
you and said, hey, you want to be on my podcast? Why?
Because we'll get into this.
What's the
When
story
I
you
met
want to
you on the
tell?
trail, I had
Yeah.
already listened to a few of your episodes. I
Okay.
recognized you right away. And you don't say no to trail friends. You just don't.
Wow. I have a friend named Tim, and he says the same thing.
Yeah.
He says, just say yes.
Yeah.
And I love that. Tim, yeah, you're gonna find Julie. I'm probably gonna cry about a dozen times.
Oh, good.
I'm this wimpy liberal guy from the Midwest who's just cries at the first drop of a hat. But Tim said that too, and I love that about him. That he's like, why not just say yes?
Hmm.
I mean, and life is that too. It's like the more you say yes, think about the things we would not experience if we
Oh
said
my
no all the
gosh.
time. We
Yeah.
wouldn't we wouldn't try 50-kilometer trail races over 11,053-foot mountains, would we?
Maybe I should say no more often.
Well, okay, we'll get to that too. Well, or three times. We'll get to your three times.
Oh, yeah.
We're going to talk about each one in detail. So I like to start these things because if you've heard my podcast and you know me, I still don't consider myself an athletic person. I'm doing air quotes for those that can't see me. I mean, I attempt these things and I think I'm an active person and I call myself a trail runner, a very slow trail runner, a trail adventurist, but I don't really
Yeah.
consider myself an athlete. And as a kid in my family, like there was no athletics. My dad liked to watch a little baseball, but there was it. I grew up with five older sisters, six mothers. I had six mothers, um, one real mother and five older sisters. And so I just, I was into all kinds of other stuff, but not athletics. How about you growing up? First off, did you grow up you're in Southern California. Did you grow up there or did you move
Yeah.
there? You
I'm
did? Okay.
California girl, born and
Oh,
raised,
wow.
but my
Surfer
parents
girl.
are like you, Midwesterners. They're from Chicago.
Great. Oh,
So,
yeah.
yeah, best people in the
You come from
world.
good stock. You come from
I
good
know.
stock, Julie.
But yeah, I was always athletic. My dad was a runner and he ran. I just remember as literally as far back as possible, whatever that is. What do they say, 3 years old or something?
Yeah.
I remember my dad going out for a run every single night, and that was how he could unwind from his day and have a good night's sleep. So, dad
Wow.
was always running. And I think we pick up what we see, whether we know it or not, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, I did everything. I did ballet from like three through college.
Yeah. Nice.
Um, and then threw in a ton of sports, so soccer and gymnastics.
Okay.
And then I ran track in high school, but I was the short distance girly. I was
You were,
I was a
damn, I envy you.
sprinter.
That's what I wanted to do. And they're like, you're
Yeah.
way too slow. You are
Oh, I
not fast
loved it.
twitch. Really? What
It was
distance
like
did you
get it
do?
over with, right? The fun stuff.
Yeah.
I did the relays, did both the relays, and then I did both the hurdles. It was so much fun.
Oh,
It was the
gosh.
one place in school or even like through my childhood and through high school that I can look back and go, oh, that's where I felt really myself, really
Yeah.
authentic and safe all the time. Was on the track.
Wow.
It was really cool.
Did you do it all 4 years of high school or
No.
no?
I I always, I was always athletic, dabbled in things. I'm short attention span, so I like
Yeah.
to try lots of different things.
Yep.
But
Nothing
I
wrong with that.
danced my whole life and I was really committed to that. And I danced in the high school and then I danced outside. So I was dancing 7 days a week until 8 o'clock at night. and didn't love the high school program and saw the track kids. And it was, I don't know, day before my junior year, and I told her I was quitting dance and I'm going to go run track. My cross country coach slash math teacher, Coach Ryan, he said, I don't know why you didn't start this earlier. And he was so mad at me,
Right.
but it was great. It was the
Because you were
best
good at
decision.
it.
Dad, what? I was good at it. And I loved it. I loved it.
Wow.
It was fun.
I've been good at things, nothing athletic. I've been good at things. I was on the debate team, man. I won top debater of North Dakota, where I grew up one year.
No way.
Oh yeah, yes, yeah. I
Okay, so
was
now I have my fair
I
warning.
yeah, fair warning. I was oh well, my podcast is PG-13 rated. We call us master debaters when we were really good. And yeah, we won't get into whatever. Yeah, debate and speech in high school, and then I was on the track one year. I sucked really bad, and then I discovered theater, and I was like, oh,
Ooh,
this is my jam. This is what I'm good
yeah.
at. Not running 2 mile races on the track. So you did track it and you did dance all through high school and college.
Yeah, a
Did
little
you
bit in
do
college.
you
I
do
didn't
track
run
in
in
college?
college.
You
No, I
didn't run.
wasn't. I went to University of Arizona. I was not good enough to run track there.
Okay. Okay. Big time, right?
Out of my league.
Okay. So you ran track in high school. Did you continue to like jog when you were in college to keep up, with the dance and stuff? Or did you just like running went away and then you discovered it again later in life?
Yeah, it was the first few years of college when you just kind of, I don't know what you're trying to learn about. Not,
Yeah.
anyways, no, I did not. I didn't pick running back up until my early 20s. So probably like 2021 as like
Okay.
just stress release.
Okay. You probably thought of your dad and said,
Yeah.
"Dad used to run. I used to run. I'm going to try running for some stress relief."
Yeah.
So that's
The best thing in the world.
wonderful. And did you like immediately go, this is really cool. I want to start doing some 5Ks and then I'm going to put a zero at the end of that and get out on a trail. I always like to find out where does that you cross that line where you're like doing some nice happy jogging to feel good
No.
about yourself. Do you do these insanely crazy races over mountains? Where do you cross that line, Julie? When does that happen?
Oh man. Okay. I grew up in Pasadena and I spent most of my time there. And so we had the Rose Bowl.
Yep.
And I lived right down the street from the Rose Bowl. That was my stomping grounds. And it has this really great 5K loop around the Rose Bowl. And it's busy and there's always someone working out. So that's fun. It's motivating. So that was my workout every day, 7 days a week. I never missed a day. And then I, started signing up for some half marathons or some of those mud
Mm-hmm.
runs. And it all felt really easy for me. I was very fit. Consistency, right?
Well,
It's
I
true.
got I get all these people on my podcast that I just can't relate to. But go ahead. Yep.
And I don't even know if you want to skip here, but so I was doing half marathons, and this was all on the road. Loved it. Hadn't even
Yep.
heard of who trail runs. What?
No.
Didn't know. All I saw were the mountains with the backdrop behind the Rose Bowl. That's what I knew
Yeah.
about the
Yeah.
mountains. But
Tommy Ribs taught me about trail running. We'll
oh
get to that.
gosh, but oh my God. Yeah, hero of mine. But
Mm.
I got sick and it literally stopped everything for about 3 years. I was scared to move my body, really, more or less.
Wow.
And someone invited me to a Ragnar trail race. Now, I had done the Ragnar runs before. We had
Yeah.
even done an ultra Ragnar. So that's when you take, 12 people on the team, cut it down to six. And back in the very, very back of my head, I thought, well, I just ran 40 miles in, 40 hours. That might be something. And then I got sick and I didn't do much for a very long time. And then I got invited to a trail Ragnar in Zion
Oh.
and I ran that and I finished my last loop and I looked at my friend on the team and I said, I want to run an ultra. Like I was sold, just sold, done. It was like
You
the most freeing thing I've ever experienced in my life.
So you already knew what an ultra was because of your running the Ragnars and stuff. You knew what an ultra marathon was.
Well, all I knew, let's be honest, was that it was more than 26.2 miles. Other
Right.
than that, like, no,
Had
I
you
knew
run a
nothing.
marathon at that point?
No,
No. Yeah.
no.
Yeah. I by the way, I've never run a marathon either. I've run 50Ks and attempted 50Ks, never run a marathon. Is that
There
you?
we go. That's me.
Boom. Slap.
Never done
Um
a marathon. No interest.
nope.
Nope. Couldn't.
No. Pavement, pounding. And I'm not a 3 hour, 4 hour marathon person. I've on the trail, I've done a marathon. I've gotten through that a mileage, but it was 6 hours and 44 minutes, Julie.
Oh
That's my
yeah.
marathon
Oh, yeah.
time.
That's me.
So, yeah.
That's me.
I'm actually, don't tell anybody, a week from Saturday, I'm going to try another marathon on the trail. I'm trying to break 6 hours.
I have faith.
I can't even get over the mountains with 13 minutes to spare, so I
Hey,
don't know how I'm going to do
hey,
that,
we
but
will talk more, but
we will
that is
talk.
a
We'll
different
get to
ball
that.
game.
We'll get to that. So
I'm
you
excited
just,
for you.
yeah, you've got your free trail sweatshirt on. I love it. Right?
Trail running will
Nice.
save the. Have you guys seen it? This is the best part. I don't know if you can
Yeah,
read
yeah,
it.
yeah. Love it. I should have worn
Trail
my trail
running
run.
will save the world.
I wore my T-shirt the first day in Mammoth Lakes. I had my trail running will save the world. I was telling. I did a podcast recording on Sunday with my two buddies Mario and Eric, and I don't know if you've listened to any of our crew access episodes, but
Yeah.
it's me and my two buddies.
Okay.
And so Eric ran the Twin Cities 10 mile. So he ran
Okay.
alongside Courtney DeWalter, who was doing the marathon back in her hometown. Her mom and I have been scheduled for the same races. She's like a couple times not showing up, but her mom runs a lot of the local stuff. Her
Oh,
mom is
she's
great.
so cool.
Very cool. And so we did a podcast and we were talking about, and I was telling them my story when I got to Mammoth Lakes that morning of, did you do the shakeout run with Kraft? I don't know if you did
No.
that Thursday morning. I was like, I'm there for the whole experience. I'm like, I'm here to do stuff. So, and I got to try the shoes, which I bought a pair. Yeah. Good,
Yeah. Good shoes.
good call, Kraft, on that.
Uh-huh.
But the first person I run into is Ryan Thrower. I've got my little orange. I've got this homemade free trail cap I made back, I don't know, 4 years ago before they sold hats. And I just sewed on a free trail patch onto the
That's
hat.
cool.
And then I made a movie, and I remember I emailed Dylan about it, and he saw it, and he's like, "Dude, I love the hat." So Ryan took a picture of the hat. He's like, "I'm sending it to my friend Dylan." I'm like, "God, I wonder who that would be." I have no idea. But yeah,
Trying to play it cool, right?
right, love free trail. They actually it was funny, Julie. Ryan, I started chatting with him, and I'm like, "Yeah, I'm a back of the packer. We've got this silly little podcast, this silly little YouTube channel." And he's like, "Oh, we kind of want to start covering the back of the pack. Would you want to do an interview and like have us cover you?" And I'm like, "Duh? Does the word duh mean anything to you? Are you speaking one?" And so Brett was there too, and he filmed me. We did a quick little interview. They didn't film me because I was too far back. Julie, we were too far back. They did
They're all
not.
eating dinner.
I'm
at
like,
that point.
I think I saw Brett or Ryan later that night, and I was just like, yeah, you guys didn't film me. I was too far back. You didn't. Back of the pack, and then there's beyond the back. Beyond the back.
Me.
That's me. So, anyways, love free trail. We'll talk. We just got so much to talk about. This is gonna be a 6-hour podcast. Okay, so we've gotten to the point where you've discovered ultra marathons. What's the first ultra marathon that you sign up for and do? What year is this? When and what is it? What are we talking about?
I'm thinking June 2022. I did the Y East Wonder 50K. It's around Mount Hood area.
Oh, I know. Yep. I know those guys. Yep. We'll get to my story about Jeremy and what's his brother's name? I'm blanking. Daybreak.
Yeah.
Yeah, they tore down the finish line as I was crossing, like before I crossed it, but that's another story. But back of the pack, that's what happens. I was second to last.
Story.
I literally passed the guy who was last, and we're still buddies on Strava, Angelo. Going up the last frickin' 600-meter hill. I was past him, and otherwise I would have been last. But anyways, so you did
It's
Waigi's
amazing.
50K?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
And it
bet
was
that was
in
awesome.
June. Oh, but they said, I kept looking at the weather. It's going to be 85. I'm like, I'm a California girl. I can do the heat. We showed up and it was snowing.
Yeah.
They had to reroute us, which added a
Oh.
1,000 feet of vert, a 7 mile climb of switchbacks at the beginning. Like this,
What was your okay? Okay, you're kind of you're a back of the packer. What was your cutoff? What was the cutoff for that,
it
Julie?
was pretty fast. I remember training and, okay, fast is relative to the back
Yeah,
of the
yeah,
packer,
right.
but maybe 10 hours. It was, I can't remember, but I know I had to run between a 15 and 16-minute mile average.
Now, folks, for my, I call it, I don't know if you listen to Smart List. They have Tracy in Wisconsin. I've got my sister Madonna in Manhattan. We explain everything for
Yes,
her.
Madonna.
Madonna in Manhattan, who is coming back to running. She's actually like, she's going to come help. Yeah, all my podcast has got her enthused to run again. But
Okay.
so for Madonna in Manhattan, 15, 16-minute mile is super quick when you are climbing. And at times, people like us climb at about 2 miles an hour sometimes less. Mount Mammoth, I think it was at 1 mile an hour. And
I was.
the one point where I sat down to take a break, I started to pass out. Don't tell my wife. Hopefully you don't listen to this, honey. Shh. But yeah, so 15-minute mile average is pretty darn quick.
It was fast.
Yeah.
It was hard. I was chasing cutoffs the whole time, looking at my watch.
Did you finish in time? Did you
I
finish?
did. I did.
You
I
did.
finished. And I remember it was at the very last aid station. And I had a minute and 38 seconds to get to the cutoff.
Wait,
And
hold on, I've got your
look
ultra
at
sign up in front of me
there's
because
like
I
nothing
have to
on
look
there. It's
everybody's
all
ultra sign up.
DNFs.
There it is. Hawaii's Wonder 50K,
9 hours,
Parkdale, Oregon,
nine
June
and
12th.
something.
Oh no, what time? Well, how long do you think you took?
Wasn't it 9 hours or longer?
Oh hell no. Guys, 8 hours 42 minutes. Yeah. Yeah, man. That's crazy. That's good.
Oh,
I'm gonna look up. I've got the website here. I'm gonna look up. Does it have the vertical gain on it? Do you know what your vertical gain was?
I don't remember, but they changed it, right? They changed it the
Oh,
morning
right,
of.
right. I
It was,
Julie, that's impressive. 8 hours 42. Come
hey,
on, that's awesome.
I
Good
blacked
job.
out the whole time. I couldn't even tell you. I don't remember any of it. I don't remember it. I remember crossing the finish line and I remember that 7 mile climb at the beginning. Other than that,
You know why? You know why I like you? Because I pull up your results, and like me, when I pull you up, I can see the did not finish line in people right below you. You're within about 10 of the DFL
I thought
podium.
I was
So
second to last. So that
no,
makes me
oh no,
happy.
no, no. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You're like 11th from last.
I'll take
So
it. I
yeah,
will
you
take it.
barely able to be on my podcast. So that is awesome. Okay, so that's your
Well, then I have
first
like all
ultra.
DNFs after that. It's my first and only
Oh.
finish.
Okay.
Yeah.
Technically, I've only had one 50K finish also. Fire Tower 50K in
See, this is meant to be.
2023. Meant to be. So, okay, so you do that one, and then what's your next one? Is it what I think it is?
So, yeah, well, okay. I really wanted to do the inaugural Mammoth Trailfest. Mammoth
Yeah.
has my heart.
Tell me
And
why. Why does Mammoth have your heart? How did you
mm,
discover it? What do you know about it? You live in California. It's in California. But how did you discover Mammoth Lakes, Mammoth Mountain, and how did you discover Mammoth Trail Fest? I have that as a
so
question.
mom and dad started taking us there when we were kiddos to ski. It's a great California destination for Southern California people. And then mom and dad didn't want Christmas to be about all the presents and all that stuff. So they decided we're going to ski for Christmas. So we got to spend Christmases up in Mammoth. So that was even more, just core memories, all that stuff. And then I discovered Mammoth Summers. I went to YMCA camp up there, got to see all the lakes. It's just, now. When you go there, there's nothing like the Eastern Sierra. John Muir knew what he was talking about.
Yeah.
Like he knew in his soul and his heart what this place was and that there was nowhere like it. So when I saw they were doing a race, I really wanted to do it.
Yeah.
But I finished that 50K and I was like, absolutely not. Am I going to train all the way to September and try that thing again? Because that was brutal. So I decided to volunteer.
Okay.
So I got to volunteer the inaugural year. I used to do large special events for my work. And I
Okay.
knew that no one would sign up for cleanup. So I'm like, oh, I'll sign up for cleanup. I got a little pickup truck. Well, yeah, no one signed up for cleanup. So who was it? It was Tim Tollefson and myself in his Subaru with the back door wouldn't
Yep.
stay up. And I know the setup for
Yeah.
this. They have all those barricades. Well, the setup was a lot smaller that inaugural year, but it was just the two of us hauling these
Oh
barricades into
God.
my truck, into his Subaru. So I really got to know Tim
Yeah.
and who he was and seeing this guy hustle. Now I knew him as watching him from afar as a elite runner,
Right.
Tim Tollefson.
Yep.
But now we got to see Tim Tollefson, the human being. What a cool dude. What a
Yeah.
magnificent human being who created a really rad event
Yeah.
in my favorite place in the world. Like, you can't go wrong, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So then next year, I got to run this thing.
Yeah. Doesn't he do some fancy ad for a truck or something on Instagram now?
Yes.
Back then he had a Subaru. Now he's, sponsor. It's
His
got sponsor
Lightning,
fee.
his Ford Lightning.
It's Ford Lightning. Thank you. That is awesome. So you
Yeah.
volunteered to do cleanup and it's you and Tim.
Oh, so
Wow.
funny.
Wow, that is hilarious. So did he didn't pressure you into it. You just decided I got to do it, or
Oh,
was
yeah.
there a little arm twisting there by Tim? You can do
No,
it.
no, no,
No.
no.
Okay.
Sign up for cleanup. Like, no one's going to show up. So you got to do something. It
So
was fun.
2023, you sign up for the 50K.
Hmm.
What's your let's talk about your training. What did you do for training? Did you come up with like a coach? I mean, you are a coach.
No,
We'll talk about that. Did you come up with a training block, 6
no,
weeks, 8 weeks, 12
no,
weeks, 2
no.
weeks, couple of
I,
days?
yeah, it was probably a 20-week training thing. I probably
Okay.
took, you know, three different training plans from the internet, couch to 50K, whatever it is,
Yeah.
and combined them to fit my life in some way and made a little spreadsheet. I love to do that stuff, geek out
Yeah.
on it. Um, and then went from there. Clearly did not work. But
Let
yeah,
So you did train for it.
I did.
Talk about it. So you get there. Are you volunteering that year too, or just running?
Yeah, I volunteered. I volunteered the day afterwards, signed up
So
to.
for the 26K?
Hmm.
Okay. Why does he call it 26K and not 25K? Do we know?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't understand any of
Um,
the mileage in this thing.
so you're out there. You're probably there days in advance. Are you nervous for that first 50K
Oh
race?
yeah. Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Because you know the terrain. You know what you got to do. How did your day? We know your day. I'm looking. You gotta love Ultra Sign Up. When you DNF, it's red, but it's a nice shade of red. It's like this pinkish red. It's not real red. It's just like pink
Not like the red in high
DNF.
school.
Yeah, and you click on it. It's like I got no details other than you didn't finish. That's all it says. So, how did your
Yeah.
day go? When did it end? What happened that first year?
Oh man. And this is what's kept me coming back.
Okay.
I DNF'd by about 30 seconds, let's just say. So, cutoff is 2:30 at the summit.
Yeah.
I summited.
Wait,
I
wait. Cutoff is 2:30, which is it starts at what time?
7 hours. So it's 7 hours.
It's 7 hours exactly is the cutoff at the top.
Yeah.
And we'll get to this. I talked to Tim and I talked to others. He needs to change that cutoff. He doesn't have to
Reverse
change
it.
the overall cutoff of the race, but he
Agreed.
only gives us what is it, an hour and a half? Literally, he gives
There's
you an
no
hour and a half to
way.
go
There's
5 miles,
no way.
3,000 feet of climbing from that aid station, from the horseshoe aid station. Anyway, so
I
are
agree.
you seriously, you got to the summit and you were done by 30, they cut you off at 30
Not even.
seconds.
I looked at my watch. You will die. I got to the summit. I looked at my watch. And as I crossed the timing mat, and my watch said 2:30. Now, mind you, I don't know ultras. I'm not in that total world
Yeah,
yet.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
And so I'm like, oh my gosh. I
I
cruise over to the aid station and I see this man standing there. And he looks at me and I don't know who he is. Turns out he was the grim sweeper, but he was waiting for me. And he said, do you need anything? I said, actually, no, I feel pretty good. I'm ready to go. He said, hand me, I said, I need water. He goes, give me your bottles. I'll meet you down there. So I just went to go take off for the second half of the race, not even half, right? I'm like, I'm gonna finish this thing and outbust this lady. She must have been the aid station captain. Sorry, sweetheart, you can't go. Oh man, sunglasses came down. I was trying to not cry. I was
no.
so confused.
Wow.
They're tearing down the aid station. I know you know how that feels. It's not a great feeling. Because
No.
also there's some runners behind me. Like a lot of them still on that dragon's
Yeah.
back. Anyways, I rode down the gondola that day and I'm like, that was 30 She said you have to be through aid by 2:30. I understand. I get it. It's a safety precaution. We're just making sure runners are great. I understand that, but man, my heart, my heart.
I that's the other I mean, I get it. You've got to have a cutoff, but can you have like a 1 or 2 minute cushion? It's just
I think
some
everyone's a
races
little
like
different.
every race is a little different. And I imagine if this is cut off at the finish line, nobody cares.
Yeah.
If you come in 30 seconds late at the finish line, guess what? Billy
Yeah.
Yang or Tim is going to be there with the medal and they're going to put it on your neck. Because hey,
100.
I filmed the DBA, the day before,
Oh, yeah.
and I got a great interview with Margie
Oh,
Gold.
I saw
Uh,
that.
so I've got the full interview. I'm working on that. I've got 3 podcasts I've got to get edited and out here.
So cool.
This is number 3. But so I've got a great interview with Margie. She was like 18 minutes past the cutoff. Tim put a medal around her neck, and
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
I'm just like, if we get to the finish of the race, but it's that summit cutoff, and
It's
I
so
feel
hard.
like they just need to bump that forward a little, like a half an hour,
Yeah.
and then
Yep.
leave the other cutoffs the same. Because I literally did I don't know how you felt this year. When I got to the top, I was like, dude, I am ready to rock. I have never trained and felt this good. And I
Me
was
too.
like, my legs. I got home, my wife, I'm like, I'm going to just go run a 50K tomorrow for fun because I literally have never felt this good after an 18-mile run.
Yes. Yes, I felt the
So
same way. I
disappointing.
felt fresh. The goo tent actually, because we'll get to it, but I
Yeah.
DNF'd this year. They looked at me and they're like, "Oh man, do you need anything?" And I'm like, "No, I feel really
I need to
good."
run down this effing
Yeah.
mountain. That's what I
I'm like, "I
need.
can go finish this race." And they all looked at me and they're like, "I know. You look like you can. You look fresh." I felt really solid. And then I just took it as like, cool, it was just another long run training day.
Well, you took it better than I did.
Hey, I
Okay,
didn't the
so
first time, not the first time.
Okay, so year number one,
Yeah.
2023,
You're
you
number
you miss out
one.
by 30 seconds. How does the rest? You got to volunteer the next day. Are you pissed? Are you angry?
Nah.
Are you sad? Are you like it's fine? It was a good try. How are you feeling that first year?
I think, okay, I'll tell you. I cried all the way down the gondola. I
Yeah.
did. I was so determined. And then it's just so close. Like that feels, I'd rather miss by an hour. You know what I mean? I feel like that's
Mm-hmm.
easier to swallow.
Yes.
And I go down the gondola and I volunteered the next day. And I'll tell you, when you get to go and cheer for other people, it switches everything. I'm like, you know
Yeah.
what? It's cool. Ready to do it again next year.
Yeah. Do
But
you?
that's the key.
Yeah.
Volunteer the next day and then
Okay.
nothing will matter.
We'll get to this, but I'm going back, and my wife actually was like, she hasn't run. I mean, she's had many knee surgeries. She was a Boston qualifier. In her heyday, I've
Oh,
talked about her. She was like
yeah.
fast as like she was grease lightning. She was fast, and I think
Amazing.
she sees me doing these things. She's probably like that that lazy dude. I could totally smoke his ass. No, but she loves those areas. She loved Mammoth. We're
Oh,
going back. She's even hinted I don't know if she will. She's like, I want to do the 26K. In the 26K, here's what pisses me off a little bit. It
I
doesn't piss me off. Nothing
no,
pisses
I know
me
what
off.
you're gonna
We
say.
love you,
I know
Tim.
it.
Okay, if you look at the average pace you have to keep on the 50K, it's 20 to 21 minute miles. Okay.
Yeah.
And the cutoff, what we decided is what, 7 hours. On the 26K, the average pace you have to keep is about a 30-minute mile. They get three and a
Wow.
half hours to get to the top of the mountain, which equates to about 30-minute miles to get up there. We get less than 20 at that point. It gets extended at the end of the race. We have less than 20-minute mile. Why is
And
that? Because usually
I don't
the
know.
longer the distance, the more pace per mile you get. Uh,
Daylight? I don't know. But you know what's
well,
also crazy? And this is what I try and tell people. That climb is brutal. I've hiked it on my own, just independent of anything else. But we've already gone 15 miles, and those 15 miles have been gradual 15 miles uphill in altitude.
yeah,
And then
yeah.
you hit the most brutal climb I've ever experienced.
You've already done over 2,000 feet of climbing at that
Woo!
point before
Yeah,
you. When you hit the horseshoe aid station 3, you've done 2,000 feet of climbing, and then you got 3,000, 3,100, whatever it is, 3,000 feet to go up
crazy.
because you go down, you go up, you go down, and then you do the 2,500-foot climb up. Um, so the first year you're not feeling too bad. You volunteer at the 26K. You decide. When do you decide I'm coming back? I got to do this
The
again.
next day, the
Yeah, of
next
course you
day.
did. You're like son of a bitch.
I'm a
Nail
sucker.
this thing. So what did you
Yeah.
do differently year number 2, Julie, to
I
get ready? What'd
hired
you?
the best run coach in the world and friend of mine now.
Okay.
Yeah. Her name's Emily Praxis. Shout out to Emily.
Hey
Praxis
Emily.
Running.
All
She's
right.
amazing.
I'll
I
put a link
interviewed
in the show
people.
notes. What's that?
Yeah. I interviewed coaches because,
Oh, okay.
I have a little bit of a different situation physically, physiologically.
Yeah.
And, you'll understand this. There are these coaches, talking about pace and they're so intense. And I'm like, oh, yeah,
Hmm.
I don't think this person's for me. Well, I got on the phone
No.
with Emily. We talked for an hour. I said, I don't know if you want to coach someone. I just want to finish races. I want to be the
Yeah.
girl that can go out and adventure when she wants to and do these things. And she's like, those are my favorite athletes. I was
There you
sold.
go.
So,
Wow.
yeah, she's
Great.
awesome.
Great. Great. I want a coach that tells me like what kind of food is going to be at aid stations
Oh, yeah.
and
Don't eat this, but this
here's
is
don't
really
eat this,
amazing.
eat that, don't eat that. Here's how you should set up your camera. Don't worry about running. So you've got a coach, you train, you're taking it seriously for year number 2, right?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I
Okay.
mean, nutrition. I'm doing everything.
Right.
I'm cold plunging. I'm recovering. I'm doing the
Okay.
things.
Yep. And so you get out there. Are you volunteering again that year too? You doing some volunteer work?
Yes.
Yeah, of course you are
Yeah.
because you're Julie. So you're out there, year number 2, you start the 50K. I'm looking at the little pink on ultra sign up. What happened, Julie?
I'm
What
like too
happened?
embarrassed to even tell you, but you're
No.
gonna know this space.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So I hit Horseshoe Lake, that good old Horseshoe Lake,
Aid
and it's
station
right
number
around that
3.
same time. It's great timing. I want to get there by 11 a.m. I think I got there a little bit afterwards.
Yeah.
And that climb out of Horseshoe Lake, man, I don't know what it is. It feels dreadful. It almost feels worse than Dragon's Back. But,
Oh, the
anyways,
one right out of there? It's horrible. I'm like, where the hell are we going? I thought this isn't the climb. I don't remember seeing
no,
this on the
no, it's
elevation
off. It's
profile.
dreadful. It's
It's
dreadful.
dreadful. It is.
Oh, so then you get in that little groove and you kind
Yep.
of hit that downhill before you
Yeah.
hit the big uphill. But you're
Yeah.
like, I'm going to catch some time here. I'm going to cruise. It's like
Mm-hmm.
a soft single track California carpet doing your thing. And I'm looking at my watch and I'm like, oh my God, I'm cruising. This is great. And then
Yep.
all of a sudden, bam, I'm on the ground. Well, you might even remember it because I saw it this year. I looked for him. There's a huge rock on the right side of the trail. This is the single track before you hit the big climb. And then there were three little branches that had been cut down to the nubs on the left hand side of the trail.
Uh,
You may not have even noticed it.
okay.
Well, last year, those nubs were a tree branch hanging over the trail.
Oh no.
and I have to look down for everything because of the stuff I got going on.
Yep.
And I just hit right the top of my head
Oh God.
and saw stars. I probably blacked out. I was on the ground. First thing I did, I check. I'm on the ground still. The
Checking for
girl that I had
blood.
been running with, she's gone. Just gone.
She just left you?
We weren't like together. You know how you end up with people, and she had her
Yeah, but if I'm
headphones
running with
in.
some dude, I don't know his name, and like he hits a tree branch and blacks out,
I
I'm
don't think
like,
she even
"Are
knew.
you are
I
you
don't,
okay?" Oh, okay.
she didn't even hear me. Just
All
on
right.
the ground. So I check, no blood. And then I say to myself, okay, you can go back down to Horseshoe Lake, or you
Yeah.
can just go and try and climb. And so I
And
went. I'm like, we're gonna climb. Let's go. Let's go, Dragon's Back. You're my new
always
best friend.
always a good thing to do with a potential concussion. Yep.
So there's what happened. I'm
No.
climbing. I'm about 45 minutes in,
No.
and then, the signs of concussion start to rear their ugly
Oh
head.
no.
So I'm throwing up, trying to climb up that thing. And I'm like, oh man.
No.
And
How
I just
far up did you
knew.
get?
I summited. I
Oh, you
summited.
did.
But you know where you see that guy, Jason, the photographer, sitting at the top?
Yeah.
Did you see him?
I was the last guy he photographed,
Yeah.
which is the story of all of my races, like James Holt at Backcountry Rise. All these photographers, I'm like, they always get a ton of shots of me because I'm the fucking last guy they're photographing. Oh
And
yeah,
you're like miserable,
yeah, yeah,
and
yeah,
you've DNF'd. And so
yeah,
I mean, I don't even know how far behind I was, probably at least a half an hour. I think it was about 20 minutes to a half an hour.
yeah.
And I just saw him and it was brutal. And I go, I had no idea DNF'd. I go, I just got to get up there and get a ride down. So I
No,
knew, but I saw the medic at the top. I'll never forget it. His name was Henry.
yeah.
And you have to tell someone that you DNF. It's usually the medic or the ski patrol at that time. And so I went up to him. I said, I hit my head. I don't know if I need to get checked. And he looks at me, looks in my eyes. He's like, asks me a few questions. And he's like, yeah, that's a concussion. And you probably need to get home and maybe go to the hospital and
You
get
might
checked
need to
out.
go to the hospital. Yeah.
But I volunteered the next
Oh.
day and it was amazing.
So you didn't. So what we're saying here, folks, is she didn't go to the hospital. She didn't get checked out. She volunteered the next day and helped Tim pick up trash in his truck.
Oh
And
my
his, I
God.
don't know if he had the Ford now or the Subaru, but whatever. So that is insane. I cannot
It
believe
was wild.
you climbed that mountain with a concussion.
Wild.
That is crazy. Oh, I've never
It
had a
took the sting
concussion,
out a
but
little bit, because you're like, did I just do that? All right.
yeah.
Okay.
All
Well,
right.
I'll tell you a little, this might kill you a little bit on your insides because it killed
Okay.
me. So my partner surfs. He does not run. He
Okay.
despises running.
Right.
But he'll go surf for 6 hours,
Yeah.
maybe come
Well,
in for a snack.
yeah. We all got stuff we like to do. Yep.
And he decides to sign up for the 50K that year.
In
Cool. Okay.
2024. Okay.
Uh-huh. He maybe ran 3 miles all year. I don't know. Maybe. Maybe
Okay.
not. So we go and we demo some lakey poles for him, and he's got his pack that I got him and a quiver for the poles. So he's set up with his poles, and we start running, and he just
Well,
goes.
now wait a minute. He ran with you the whole way, so he would have been with you when you got
Oh
your
no, no,
concussion, right?
no, no, no.
Hmm. Wow.
He got to
Okay.
that eagle climb, that first climb at mile 3.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
The ski,
Bust out the
the
pole.
one where you caught up to me, where we chatted.
Yes,
Yes.
yes.
Yeah. I
That's
actually,
where I met
that was
you.
my favorite climb. I was
It was
cruising at
cool.
that point.
That
Yep.
was before, the
Yeah.
rest comes in.
Mhm.
But he busts out those poles. And because he surfs, his upper back is so strong. And he's
Yeah.
like, I felt like I had a second set of legs. Anyways, long story endless. He finished. He finished the race.
Without you, he left you in the dust for a concussion. Hey, I'll see you later. Hope you don't get concussed.
Here's
I
my
got
medal.
this. What was his finishing time? I gotta ask.
Oh, man, you may have to look it up. It was 10 hours and change. He
10
wasn't
hours and
quite
change.
the golden hour, but I mean, I was super
But he
impressed. And he
finished.
said, I felt guilty the whole time. My phone had died. I kept worrying about you because I just wanted you to finish. And I'm like,
Yeah.
man, I'm just so happy. Like, someone's got to finish this race.
Wow.
But
Wow. Okay.
He needs an asterisk next to his name. He's going to kill me for saying this. He needs an asterisk next to his name that says, ended up in Mammoth ER with rhabdo and pulmonary edema. So, folks, don't go run a 50K in altitude up a mountain when you haven't trained.
No, he did?
Moral of the story.
Oh, wow. Wow. Wow.
It
That's
was
crazy.
wild.
That's
And
wild.
Tim this year looked at him and he goes, "Yeah, dude, thanks a lot for bailing on your volunteer duties. I heard you were in the ER with some rhabdo
So that was last year he did it.
last year." Yeah.
Did he do it this year?
No, he yeah, he was signed up, but he had some respiratory thing going on and he knew better this time.
Good, good, good. So he just said just text me once you get your concussion and
Oh
then
my
I'll
God.
okay.
No, he
Our
was at the top waiting for me to come climb down Dragon's
this
Back
year?
and get I know. He
Okay.
came down to
Let's
where that little crop of trees are to
yeah.
talk me up to the summit because he knew, well, yeah, he knew.
Yeah. Okay.
Jason
So
cutoff.
let's go to 2025 this year. This year you're like you volunteered at Mammoth 200 and we're going to get to that. Did you
Oh,
volunteer at the 26K again this year or no?
yeah, all
You did?
day. So
All day?
fun.
Great. So you so 2025, what's do you got your coach that you love that you talk about stuff with? Did you
Oh
have your coach
man.
this year? She get you
Yeah.
ready? Yep.
December will be 2 years with her. She's
Okay.
incredible.
Great. You got your coach, you're doing your training, going into it, you're thinking, oh, this is the year. The first year I was 30
Oh
seconds.
man.
Second year I had an excuse. I got knocked out by a tree, nearly died, and still got up there. This year,
Oh, I was so
I'm gonna beat
ready.
I'm gonna beat, his
I was
time,
so ready.
surfer dude's time. I'm gonna totally crush his time. I'm gonna
Oh
be
yeah.
great. What happened this year? I mean, I saw you
I
at
couldn't
mile
tell you.
3. You look great. You passed me. We chatted. You were like, "Hey, you're the podcast dude guy." I'm like, "Yeah." So we were chatting. And
So
then you
fun.
flew past me. I never saw you again until I got to the top of the summit. And so, what happened, Julie, this year?
I don't know. I felt so strong. I did
Yeah.
everything I set out to do, which is
Yep.
amazing. So like I looked, where can you cut time? For
Yep.
me, not my pace usually. So we're not going to go there, but I can
Yep.
cut time in the aid station. So I was super
Yep.
prepared. I didn't spend any more than 30 seconds in each aid station. That was my plan. Move when you can move, right? That's coach's words. Like move
Yep.
when you can move. You can power the ups and run those downs and flats. I did all of that. I kept
Yep.
all my little promises to myself.
Yeah.
And then I got to Horseshoe Lake exactly when I wanted to. In the time frame I said I got to get there between 11 and 11:30 because we had that wave start, so I ended up there whatever. But it was the
Yeah.
same time frame.
Yep.
And Dragon's Back just ate me alive, like full bonk. I think I wasn't taking
Really.
in my fuel. I was taking aid station mix. Who knows? Who
Yeah.
knows? Like I don't know. I was 5 minutes, 5 minutes from cutoff. So it's like, man, but I'll tell you, it was the best DNF ever. I was so dang proud of myself. I felt so strong. I
Okay.
executed everything I wanted to. I probably could have taken less time at Horseshoe Lake at the aid station,
Yeah.
fumbling with my stuff. But like, man, it was so fun. I had the best freaking
Yeah.
time. And
I
I saw
spent
you.
Yeah. I was like, I was gonna ride down on the gondola with you, but I was too busy like stewing at the top. And Bryant was great. He was taking my photo. He's like, "Let's take your photo." I'm like, "Yeah, sure. More evidence. One as well, since I can't freaking finish the race. Take some
I'm
photos."
so glad he took pictures of you.
It
He's
was
good
fun.
like that.
He's great.
Not a trail runner, but he belongs in our community, man.
He's great. It's funny that you know all these people intimately. I just met
No,
them,
Bryant
but
is my partner. He's the one that finished.
no, he's your partner?
Yes,
That's
yes.
Brian was your partner? I didn't know that. Oh my god, that dude was awesome. He was really
Yeah,
nice. Cool. Did not know that. Well,
that's
very
him.
good. That's him. Next
We
time
did
I
you
see
see a
him, I'll just
girl?
call him Surfer Dude,
Um, you have to.
Surfer
Did
Boy.
you see a girl in all black? Christy was her name. You probably passed her at one point. But we're friends with her from 2023.
Yeah.
and he got her to the summit. He was just there helping us all out. And he'd like come
Yeah.
down Dragon's Back,
Yep.
grab someone and say, let's get up to the you're chasing cutoff. We gotta go. And he did that for like 4 or 5 people. I looked at him and
Really?
said, please leave me alone. I can't move any quicker than I'm moving. So just help somebody else. But we saw her again. She was right in front of you.
Oh,
And he
okay.
was waiting for her and he wanted to make sure that she wasn't
Okay.
alone at the summit. And I mean, the community is pretty darn cool. You have
Cool.
moments like that, and you're like, well, okay.
So it was you, then her, then me that all didn't
Yeah.
make it. There was two ladies behind me that I really felt bad for. I tried to encourage them, and they were talking about missing the cutoff, and I'm like, it's okay. I said, we're
Yeah.
gonna have a hell of a day. We're gonna 18 miles. We're gonna climb 5,000 feet, and if I would have like put on the gas, you know where I lost 13 minutes?
Where?
In the bathroom at Horseshoe and the one before that, Twin Lakes. That's where I lost 13 minutes.
It
I was running with
happens.
Mark, and I'm like, Mark, I got to go to the bathroom. It was about 6 minutes, and then I think I ate something wrong the night before, and then I got to Horseshoe, and
Oh,
I'm like, oh, I've built up an hour of extra time. I'm great. I'm going to take my time. I'm going to chat, relax. I'm going to go to the bathroom again for 6 minutes, and there's
till
my
you met that dragon.
there was that 13 minutes in the bathroom.
Oh.
In yeah.
And speaking
So
of Mark, he flew past me on Dragon's Back at one point.
yeah.
That area where you're scrambling over the rocks,
Yep.
closer to the top. All of a sudden, I just see him and I look back and I'm like, you're a billy goat. Who are these
Yeah.
billy goats that are just
He
crushing?
and I ran together. He left Horseshoe maybe 10 to 15 minutes before me, not that much longer,
No,
but
mm-mm.
he flew up. Now, he had done Dragon's Back Ascent the day before. Yep. And he
No,
was
thank
signed up
you.
to do the 26K. He ended up volunteering with you on the 26K.
Oh
He
yeah,
volunteered
yeah,
at
yeah, yeah.
the first aid station, whichever one that is, the one down there.
Twin Lakes.
Twin Lakes. What's
Yeah.
the second one? The one down by
Duck
Lake Muir,
Pass, I
Duck
think.
Pass. Yeah. So yeah,
Yeah.
I think you volunteered at Twin Lakes the next day. So
So cool.
yeah, so you didn't make it, but you felt good. And then you did Brian volunteer at the Mammoth 200 too, or is it just you?
Oh, I did that by myself. Yeah, he
Okay.
stayed home. He had to work.
Okay.
So I came home for a day, repacked my bags,
Okay.
and headed back up to Mammoth.
Headed back up. So
Wow.
I'm looking at my notes here. We've gotten through about 5% of what I wrote down
So
here, but
sorry.
I no, this is great. This is wonderful. So you didn't make it this year. You felt pretty good. Before we get to Mammoth 200, are you going back next year? Of course you're going
Hmm.
back.
I'm going
No.
back. I
Oh, you don't know. You don't know.
No, I'm
Question
going
mark.
back. I'm just trying to decide, do I do the 50K or do I do the 26? We'll see.
Why
Hey,
don't you
if Tim
smash the
changes that summit,
26?
that's what I think. But if
Yeah.
Tim changes that cutoff at the top,
You got the email
I know I can
today.
do it.
You got the email today. I think it was today or yesterday, right?
It was today.
It's got the dates for 2026, and it says there's a button on there, feedback. We give them a little
Okay.
feedback and say, I'm going to say, my good friend, who is your very good friend, who you guys pick up trash together with in your pickups, we both think that you need to move that cutoff back a half an hour. Leave the
Half
12
hour.
hours, that's fine. Leave the
Half
12
hour.
hours. We don't need a big cutoff to get down that hill, but
No.
you've got
Mm-mm.
to move that up by half an hour to get up Mammoth.
My friend Christy, who finished the race in 23, she said once she got to the summit, man, you're just, there's so much energy and there's a lot of downhill. There's a couple brutal little sneaky hills near the end, but she was like, you can do it.
Yeah.
No doubt.
We can average 15-minute miles. I figured
Oh
out for
my
the
God.
second from down there, you can easily average 15-minute miles, which means you
Oh
can get
yeah.
done in 4 hours.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
We got it. Are you going to go back?
Yeah, we're going back. Here's what I want to do. I'm signing up for all three.
Pinky swear.
Pinky swear. My wife wants to go. I want to go. I told her this is stupid, but I'm going to sign up for all three races. Be, well, here's the thing.
I love it.
If I'm bound to get a ribbon, right? Because if I do Dragon's Back Ascent and I tell Tim when I'm at the top that I'm 81 years old, even though I'm late,
That's right.
I'll get a medal.
That's right.
He might believe I'm anyone. So I'll get a medal for that. And then I will try the 50K the next
Okay.
day. And if I don't get it, you know how we felt at the end when we missed out the summit. I'll get to the summit. If I get cut off, I'll be like, well, fine. I'll do the easy race. The easiest race of all is the 26K. I'll do basically like the 10K at night. It's
The
easy
walk in the
peasy.
park.
It's a walk in the park. We call it the walk in the park.
Okay.
So
I'm
I'm signing up for
excited.
all three. That's my plan.
I'm thrilled for you. Cheer
We'll
you
see.
on that
And
ascent.
I will tell you this: if I finish the 50K, I'm just going to volunteer at the
Oh,
26K.
thank God. I got a spot for you. Got a
Right?
spot for you.
You got an aid station. Okay,
Oh
so
man.
there's our mammoth. You're going back. I'm going back. We drove out there this year with our little dog Lexi.
Oh,
He was supposed to be Lexi and Ricky passed away. This is Ricky. I've got his fur, his little picture. I
oh
wear it
man.
every
It's the
day.
hardest thing in the world.
So 2024, I was supposed to be out there with you. Maybe not getting concussed, but I was supposed to be running that race, and we had our dog Ricky got sick with
Oh,
kidney disease. So I emailed Tim, and he's like, "No worries, come back next year."
yeah.
And he refunded me, and then I contacted him in the spring. I said, "Hey, you want to be on my podcast? I think you're. I don't know. It's about Back of the Packers, but I like you and you support us, Back of the Packers." He's like, "Sure." He says, "Yes."
He
And we
so
talked.
supports backup Packers.
Yeah, and so we talked. I told him. I said, I couldn't go last year because of Ricky, but I'm putting it into the universe. We're driving him out there, him and Lexi, and we had the whole thing planned. And then 2 days later, Ricky
Mhm.
was gone. So
I'm
my
so
wife,
sorry.
yeah, I know. I wrote down to talk about your dog Dempsey, but we'll get to there. But I just love dogs. I have a cat too, but
Oh,
the cat's 20 and she doesn't
they're
need to be
just
talked about.
different.
They're
They're
different.
different.
Um, so yeah, so my wife and I were like, you know what? We made this plan. We're going to take Lexi, and so we drove
Love it.
4 days out, 3 days back. We drove out with little Lexi. She got to
So
see me
good.
not finish. She got to see me start the race. And she had a great time. She's a good little traveler.
I love that.
I love the mountains. I'm so jealous. I live in Minnesota. We have no real mountains
I
anywhere near
know.
us. We have water everywhere, which I love water. I love trees. We have some great trails. I'm not going to knock Minnesota, but my heart is in the mountains. I love mountains, and we just don't
And you
have it.
can't beat the Eastern Sierra. I mean,
No.
yeah, there's a lot of beautiful mountains, but
All right.
it's endless.
Yeah. Yeah. Um, let's talk Mammoth 200. First year of it.
Mm.
You signed up to volunteer. Now, do I have this right? You were an aid station captain? Is that true? Is that because you and Tim bonded so well picking up trash that first year that he made you an aid station captain? What?
Oh, no. You know, when you sign up, so you sign up to volunteer, and then later on they ask you where you'd like to work specifically, and you go and you do that whole thing. So that second email had come in. And because I worked events before in my
Yeah.
previous life, you know that there's spaces that need to be filled. So I just reached out to Hillary, the other race director,
Yep.
co-director, directly and just said, "Hey, Hillary, I haven't signed up for a specific spot. Do you really need somebody somewhere?" So she was like, "Yeah, I need an aid
Trash pickup.
station captain." I'm like, "Hillary, I've worked events, but I have never captained an event. I've worked aid stations, I've never captained. Are you sure?" And she's like, "Yeah."
Yeah.
So I'm like, "All right, let's do it." So I captained Inyo Crater aid station at mile 195. And I don't know if it was the
Oh, wow.
longest, but one of the longest aid stations that was open.
Well, of course, because everybody's got to go through. So you probably were one of the last to open, but you were open all the way through
Let's see,
because,
we opened Saturday and I was there until Tuesday. Yeah.
oh,
It
God.
was crazy.
So 199 is you were the last aid station before
195.
195. You were the last aid station before, or was there another one?
There was
There was
one
the
more. So there
summit.
was the
They
in
still had to go to the summit.
Minaret Vista and then the summit.
Okay. There was two
Yeah.
more after you.
Yeah.
So your aid station captain. What does that mean? What do you all have to do as a captain? What did you do? What does that mean?
Keep the runners alive? I don't know. I don't know.
But don't you have to like go, okay, this is what we're gonna have to eat, and who's making this, and who's doing
Oh
this?
man.
Would you
No,
like
they did
to?
such a good job. So
Okay,
Hillary and the volunteer coordinator, her name is Carrie. She's amazing. Kara, she is from Mammoth Mountain and works with them.
okay,
And then Tim, of course. So they coordinated everything. I mean, Hillary's got her spreadsheets. That's her jam. So they had all the equipment that they were bringing to us. If it was coming from another aid station once it closed and coming to us, so all I really had to do was show up. But fortunately, Bryant was smart enough to throw a couple extra, things in there, knowing, hey, you might want some of this stuff.
yeah,
And being a runner, I threw some extra stuff in there. Like when I go to an aid station, what do I want? What do I expect?
yeah,
Because you know what you want from an aid station.
yeah,
The
yep.
attitude, the care, the food, the
I
bathrooms,
I
like
want somebody to
whatever it
tell me I'm
is.
not cut off. Yes, that's what I want.
Exactly. So, I mean, Hillary was just really, they were so supportive. And they said, whatever you need, just, I
Yep.
was close to the village. So 9 minutes from Mammoth headquarters.
Okay.
But I felt like I was out in the middle of nowhere. It was bizarre, bizarro land. And then when you're running on 5 hours of sleep in 4 days, you don't even know which way is up or down. So,
So how does
yeah, that
that
was my
work?
job.
You're running an aid station, but you're not out there 24 hours a day, are you?
Well, I didn't go home. I didn't have a chance to leave. I
You
had
didn't leave
two
the aid
wonderful,
station?
no. You're camping. You're out. You're out there.
Living in a tent?
Living
What?
in the back of my pickup truck. That's where I slept.
Oh, wow.
I had a comforter and some pillows. It was glorious, actually. It was like the best. It was the best. And I had a couple of volunteers. They are avid ultra marathoners, so 100
Yeah,
milers, 200. You
yeah.
might have heard of her name's Ketra. So she was one of them. She's a local
Okay.
girly. And then this other guy, John, he was fantastic. But they had sweeping duties. So they had to leave for a little bit. So you're just you've got the aid station captain and then you've got these volunteers and you
Yeah.
just kind of piece it together and look at like, okay, well, I'm going to have to sleep at some point. So if I have two people out, I can get a couple hours of sleep before they leave. It's wild. And
Wow.
I'm going to tell you right now, clearly DNF girl.
Mm-hmm.
I think it might have been harder to aid station than to
No
run
way.
that thing.
Wow.
No,
Oh my
just
God.
different. But I mean,
Yep.
lightning storms, the whole aid station washed out at one point. The rain came in.
What?
Oh yeah, we had weather holds. So it wasn't
Didn't it
Saturday
snow the
night.
last day? Didn't I
Yeah,
see pictures on Instagram of it
yes,
snowing?
that was the day. So we had these runners, and you can look at the
Liquid Death, by
tracking.
the way.
Oh, I
Free
love
ad for
it.
Liquid Death. Yep.
Liquid
Uh,
death. Go
yep.
liquid death.
Go Liquid
But
Death.
man, it was what you would have, it was. I don't know. It was just one of the hardest things I've ever done, but one of the best things I've ever done.
Wow.
We were waiting during the weather hold. And I just remember feeling this responsibility for the runners that were out there because they were caught between the last aid station and our aid station, just trying to get there through this horrible storm. And it was cold. It was
Wow.
really cold and they were drenched and the lightning
Wow.
was insane. And so I just kept looking. Okay, we got about 11 runners, and I just wanted to make sure that these 11 runners got to us within that hold. And, it feels like they're your kids or something,
Yeah.
And then they're coming in, and a lot of them have crews, so they'll go into the car and sleep
Yep.
for an hour or two, dry off. But there are these runners that have no crew. You're their people.
Yeah.
So to make sure they had this space with a little bit of a propane heater, some blankets that Tim brought in the middle of the night, bundle them up, get them in there. One guy goes, I'm sleeping for 3 hours. Perfect. I'll wake you up. Getting them broth, getting them food, whatever they needed, just to
Yeah.
like, I don't know. It was just so cool. It was, if you have lost faith in humanity at this
Yeah.
point, go work a
Yeah.
200-mile race
Wow.
because I didn't hear one runner complain.
Yeah.
And I, they came in drenched and hallucinating and not one complaint. It was like they'd leave and just say thank you. It's like, okay, that's trail running, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like
You,
it makes me want to cry.
Yeah, it is awesome. I can see what you're saying about just keeping somebody alive, keeping them going,
Yeah.
keeping their
Getting them to the
spirits
finish
up,
line,
getting them to the
getting them
finish
to the
line.
next aid
Yeah,
station.
there's something
We
very
had a
rewarding
guy, I
about
have to
that.
tell you, because this might make you cry.
It all makes me
This guy
cry.
came, I know. This runner comes in and he's looking fit and great. And I think it was like late afternoon, evening before the storm. And he's in the aid station taking his time because we're right before a little bit of a push.
Yeah.
And so he's like, my pacer's back there with a runner. And we're like, what? He said, I left my pacer back there with a runner because this runner did not look well. And I'm like, how unwell? Because do I need to call medical? And he's like, probably. So I get on the phone with Tim. Tim talks to this runner to get the description of what's going on.
Yeah.
And they go, okay, we've already been tracking him. Medical's going to come check on him, right? So they're on top of everything. And this runner comes in with the other runner's pacer. It might have been, I don't know, 4.5 hours later. And I have never seen a lean like that. You know, the lean?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Like, I don't even know how he was moving this lean. And his wife is so worried. Tim had talked to his wife.
Is his
It
wife
was
there
really,
at the aid station?
mm-hmm,
Oh
mm-hmm.
God.
And
Yeah.
so 8-year-old son, Theo. Shout out to Theo. And Tim had told his wife, I just want to let you know it's going to look scary, but it's scarier than it really is. You know, it was good warning. Anyways, he comes in, has this huge discussion, all this stuff, and he wants to finish the race. So he has to stay at the aid station. So she sets up a sleep station in their car. He sleeps in the car. They send their kid home, this girl who had paced him, who they don't know. They babysat the kid overnight, which was amazing. Yeah. The kid had the time of his life, like the best slumber party ever. Dad wakes up at 6 a.m. and my aid station worker, John, I'm going to cry, paced him to the finish
What?
the next
20,
morning.
20
So
miles. 20 miles. Oh my God.
it was wild. And then came back and worked the aid station, you know. So those are the
Was
stories. And I saw him at the finish line and I just like couldn't even catch my breath. It was, it, there was no
wow.
way he wasn't going to finish. He said, I got to do this. Like, I got to finish this. Yeah. Pretty cool, right? So
Yeah,
those are
really
those stories.
cool.
You see them at mile 195, and then all you want to do is see them at the finish line. And man, when they come in, you're like, I feel like we're family now, you know?
Yeah.
So
Wow.
there you go.
Wow.
If you need faith in the world, go work a 200-mile
Yep.
race.
Yep. Yep. It might kind of like feel like you're working at the carnival, or for when you tell the story, it reminds me of when I worked at the Renaissance Festival where we all slept in our vehicles. I don't know if you know what the Renaissance Festival
Oh,
is,
I
but
do.
as a young actor in Minneapolis, I was like, let's go work. Let's do Shakespeare at the Renaissance Festival. Great. It was just, I guess we're living in our cars and doing the gypsy life and all that. Yeah.
Oh, fun. But it
Um,
is a little yeah.
yeah, I love it. I love it. So you had a wonderful experience volunteering. Are you going? Are you and Brian going to go back and volunteer again next year?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
going
yeah.
back. Great,
The best thing in the world. And
great.
they're the best people to volunteer with.
Are
Yeah, they just make it really fun.
are you? Is that going to be your aid station, mile one
Oh
ninety
God.
five?
I don't
Or you?
know. I don't know if they'll let me.
Or
We'll
will
see.
Hillary put you someplace else?
We'll see what the runners survey says. That girl at
Okay.
Inyo Crater. We don't want her again. No, we'll see.
Okay.
I'll go wherever they put me. I told them that already.
I have three more questions on Mammoth, then we're going to move on to your yoga business and some other stuff. Number one, what are you going to do to get 5 minutes faster?
I'm not gonna stop at Horseshoe Lake. I'm just gonna keep going. And I'm gonna beg Tim to make the cutoff different.
You can't bonk up that hill though. That hill is vicious. My
I gotta
buddy
eat more.
Blake, my new friend Blake, he got done in over 10 hours. He bonked up the hill. Do you know
He's
Blake?
finished it before, right? I know who he is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's buddies with Tim. When Tim goes down to Texas, Blake tries to keep up with him when Tim's running his 7 minute miles down there around the lake. But Blake finished it. He's like, he didn't feel great, but he finished, but he bonked going up.
Oh,
I went through a liter and a half of liquid and
yeah.
all my gels.
Yeah.
I made some mistakes. Besides 13 minutes in the bathroom, I made some other mistakes that I can fix. Okay, so you've got a plan to get rid of those 5 minutes.
Yep.
Um, Second question is, would you ever run 200 miles? Would you ever run the Mammoth 200? You're, you can't run
It's
it if
not
you're
a
volunteering at it.
it's not
So
a no. It's not a no.
some year maybe. And then
I think it yeah.
my last question about Mammoth, and we're going to move on, is there anybody better on the planet besides Tim Tollefson? Do you know of
Oh,
another
he's
human
so
being
rad.
who's
He's
better
so
than Tim?
rad. No.
No. No.
He
Um,
lives, breathes, and he can just like he just moves within the chaos
yeah.
like time is standing still. So
Yeah.
yeah, he's meant for this stuff. Meant
He's
for it.
great. He's great.
Yeah.
Quick Billy Yang story. I got to meet Billy Yang. You know all
Yeah.
these people. You're like buddies with them. For
I
me, I'm
don't. No, no, no.
starstruck, and
No, I'm
so
starstruck too. He came and helped me cook breakfast at the aid station, and I was like, "Oh my
I
God, thank
I'm
you."
he was there at the opening ceremony, which was beautiful. I loved the dance and everything. And he was standing
Mm,
behind me. So I went over to him, I introduced myself, and I said, I just have to tell you, you're a big reason why I'm here. Literally, I
yeah.
didn't know anything about trail running, started hearing about it, got into Ginger Runner, Ethan, and then I found Billy and his film about Sally. And once I saw his stuff and some other things, I was like, oh, I love this world. And so I told
Yeah.
him, I said, you are a massive reason why I'm here in Mammoth Lakes. And then I started talking about
I
some other
love
stuff.
that.
And guess what? I cried. And Billy's so funny. He's like, can I stop? Can I give you a hug? And I'm like,
Oh,
yeah, I'll do him a hug.
yeah.
Sweet guy. So it was awesome.
He's a true
Um,
storyteller. And I
yeah,
think
he's great.
people learned about trail running because of him. A lot
Yep.
of people.
A lot of people did.
I didn't know him until this year. And he came to the
Yeah.
aid station in the morning. I was by myself at mile 195,
Yeah.
soaking wet. And he came and cooked breakfast for all the runners. And he was like, I think this is my calling, is this aid station thing. And when you watch him, you're like, yes, it is, sir. He's great.
Awesome.
He's fantastic.
All right, let's talk about your business. Grit
Hmm.
and Grace Yoga.
Yeah.
I've been on your website. I love your website. I
Oh,
wrote down a bunch of
thank
stuff
you.
about it. When did you start this business, Julie?
I had to retire early from my career in local government in 2018. So that's when I started to dabble in the
Okay.
world of this. I was already teaching yoga,
Okay.
but it became a full-time thing for me.
This is your full time gig now, the yoga business.
Yeah, I'm so lucky.
That is awesome. And you do coaching, and it's more than just yoga. Tell me,
Yeah.
what do you all do? Tell me, give me the elevator pitch here, Julie. What do you all do
Okay, elevator
at Grit?
pitch. But
Yeah,
I'm pretty raw and I'm not a great liar. So
that's fine.
I was teaching at the gyms and the studios for a while, more
Yeah.
as like favors to friends. I never thought I was going to teach yoga. I just did it for my own practice. Um, and just through a lot of life things and people in my life, I ended up going through really special trainings for really special communities of humans, which are military,
Yeah.
military active duty and veterans. And then I also work with first responders. I work in incarceration and I work in addiction recovery. So in residential treatment.
I wrote down those three
So
exact
fun.
things to ask you
Oh,
about. Can we go through them? I don't want to
yeah.
interrupt your story. You
No,
finish
no.
your story. But here's what I wrote down. I said, I want to talk to her about these three things about her business based upon your certifications: yoga of 12-step recovery, two,
Yeah.
prison yoga project facilitator, and number three, warriors at ease, level one and level two
Yeah.
facilitator. Tell me about those three things. I don't know which one you want to start with, but What are they? What are you doing? How did
Yes.
you get involved and interested in them? Let's start with the you mentioned first the Warriors at Ease. What
Yeah.
is that program?
Ooh, really amazing organization. Warriors at Ease is a yoga program based around active duty military, the caregivers, the support system. Um, and it's just yoga teachers that create community for them through yoga. And all of the classes are revolved around being sensitive to what shows up in those communities
Okay.
specifically. So think PTSD,
Yep.
think amputation, TBI, and then all the other stuff that you can't see. So like the moral injury and what they come home to, and then the caregivers and the wives and the families who are going through these deployments on their end over and over and over again. So you really get this super well-rounded training on how to really support those communities. Um, One of my favorite things. So my training was led by active duty Navy officer.
Okay.
She's amazing. She owns a yoga studio in Kailua, Hawaii. And then this other woman who works in Tampa with a ton of military communities. She's
Okay.
amazing. Her name is Annie Okerlund. And they just said, "Hey, I remember just sitting there one day, Mary Moonbeam. I don't know if you know who Mary Moonbeam is, but Mary Moonbeam, the typical yogi." And I hate
Yeah.
to say this, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
But that's how military folk are going to look at Mary
Yeah.
Moonbeam. They're like, they're not going to listen to Mary Moonbeam. So you got to kind of leave her at the door
Okay.
and come in with this different approach and personality. And man, has it really like helped me overall in being able to work with different communities because you don't
Yeah.
know what people come in with, right? So
Yep.
why are we not treating all our yoga communities that way with this like really open languaging? Language is
Yep.
important, right? And the way we teach and the way it was the best thing ever. Those trainings changed my world. My brother is an army veteran and
Okay.
he was a combat medic and served in the war
Okay.
for 18 months. And so I'm about to start crying. You can imagine that he came home with a lot of that invisible
Yeah.
injury. And I think
Yeah.
that's what really prompted me to start exploring how we can support these communities better. So it
Awesome.
is more than yoga. It's so much more than yoga. It's anxiety management tools, it's breath work, it's how
Yeah.
can we support our nervous systems. Yeah, it's just rad.
Love it. I'm gonna if I can't find links for some of this stuff on your website, I'll reach out to you links.
Yeah.
I know I've only got well now with Blake and Alyssa and you, I've probably got about 55, 56 listeners. Um, yeah, so but I'm gonna have
No.
links to all this stuff because I love it. Okay, and you've answered a lot of my questions on that. Yoga of 12 step recovery. Talk
Yeah.
to me about what that is. Is it's just this kind of the same thing but dealing with a different clientele or what exactly is that? I mean, I know what
It's
12
not.
step recovery is.
Yeah.
How does that work with yoga? Kind of similarly, we're using yoga to help heal or,
Heal. So the
yeah,
disease of addiction.
yeah,
And it's just it's really beautiful. Nikki Myers, she's the founder. She is a bad, and
yeah.
I was fortunate to train with her, but she created this program in her own recovery. She got sober through the 12 steps
Okay.
and she was sober for a long time, but it just that only the 12 steps just was not, it didn't keep her sober. And she relapsed. And then she got sober again and she really dove into yoga. But the yoga alone really didn't work for her. And so she realized that what was missing was the mind body connection.
Okay.
And so she combined with the permission of AA, 12 steps of yoga or 12 steps of AA and then yoga. And so the 12 steps, Y12SR is adopted from the 12 steps of the 12 steps. And it's half practice, yoga practice, and half meeting. So you literally have a meeting and a share is just like an
Oh,
AA meeting. And we were leading one down here in South Orange County, and it was our biggest meeting. It was like 65 students every Friday night. It was like the place to be. It's just such a cool program, and anyone can teach it. Um, it can be therapists, it can be trained yoga instructors. It's just offered to a lot of different humans, and it includes all A's, which means also Al-Anon. So if you are
Okay.
a parent or a family member or a spouse and you need that support, it's all the A's in
Wow.
the same space. It's really cool.
Awesome.
Really cool.
Love it. This is so interesting. And then the other one that you mentioned and I wrote down is prison
Mm.
yoga. Tell me about that. I always think of, and I interviewed my friend Dee Lucas, and she does. There's an organization up here that works with. I know you know the project Debo talked about with San Quentin.
Yeah.
And you've probably seen the film 26.2 to
Yep.
Life. But tell me about
It's
prison
amazing.
yoga. Are you in prisons? Are you working with prisoners? Are you when they're coming out? Or what is that? And how did you get involved with that?
So, it's interesting because all these three programs really are intertwined and overlap. I think that a lot of them deal with a lot of the same things, same but different. So I actually discovered Prison Yoga Project through a photographer who was doing the photography for Warriors at Ease. Robert
Okay.
Sturman is his name.
Okay.
And so I saw his photography of the prisons. And we go into prison, so not jail. Jail is a little bit, how to explain it, a little bit chaotic. So it's not stable yet, not
Okay.
stable enough to bring programs like this in, but it's all volunteer. And we get to go in and teach a yoga class a week. And it is, I don't even know how to describe it. It's an hour out of these people's weeks where they've said they feel human. And
Wow.
if you think about it's rehabilitation over discipline, over what I can't think of the word. I'm blanking out right now, but it's rehabilitation.
Yeah.
And instead of punishment, that's the word I'm thinking of. So
Yes.
rehabilitation
Yes.
over punishment. And when someone can feel human, then there's motivation there to start to change your life,
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's also taking this container, right? And creating this really beautiful safe space that they can carry with them anywhere. And so it's been proven to bring down violence rates in
Wow.
prisons. I mean,
Wow.
there's a ton of research out there that just shows the benefit of this. And, going back to prison, that rate
Yeah.
goes down. So I don't know. It's really amazing. I there's a ton of prisons in San Diego County. And so we get to work primarily down there. There's a
Okay.
big one in Chicago. Chicago has a huge prison yoga project.
Wow.
They're doing really, really, really beautiful things there. And then even at some of the youth detention centers. And I think that that's pretty powerful to be able
Wow.
to teach kids some of these principles. I mean, it's not just yoga. I don't even know how to explain it. People hear yoga and they're like, oh, I can't even touch my toes. And I'm like, give me a second. It has nothing
Yeah.
to do with yoga. I
Yeah.
don't use the names of shapes.
Yeah.
We're going to make shapes and we're going to breathe a little bit and we're going to get a little bit weird and you're going to feel better afterwards. And that's what it is.
That is
So
incredible.
we're
Awesome.
lucky.
Awesome. So, uh, wow, you're busy. So you're doing all of that. Plus, you're coaching, teaching. When you say coaching, are you coaching some of this wellness? Are you
Yeah.
you're not coaching ultra runners? You're coaching, yoga
Clearly
practice,
not.
wellness, breathing. Um, I love it. You're. I wrote this down. So, success for you in your business. What does success look like? You
Mm.
strike me as somebody as that is successful. I don't know if you have a million customers, if you're making $1 billion, but you strike me as somebody successful. What does that mean to you, Julie, in your business to be successful? What
Thank you.
drives you?
Just having this opportunity to be able to share these practices with people. And I don't like to use the word buy-in, but that's what it is. The second you have a client who's like, ugh, I don't want to do that. And then I see them gradually inching closer and closer to the yoga mat. And then maybe the next week they'll lay down. And the week after that, they'll breathe. And then the week after that, they'll say, that's the best I've felt in 20 years. That's success.
Yeah,
You know, if someone does not need us anymore to
yeah,
facilitate these things because they've discovered it on their own, that's success.
yeah.
It's really cool.
Awesome. I'm going to go very Dylan Bowman here. I wrote down some quotes of yours. He's always great at like
Oh no.
writing down quotes. I wrote 3 quotes on your website, and you have to first tell me number one if they're original, if they're from you, and what they
Okay.
mean to you. The first one I wrote down is living a healthy life means choosing to live on purpose.
That's mine.
That's
That's me.
you. Okay. The second one I wrote down is New Year's resolution. Nah, I say mindset revolution. Is that a
That's all me.
Judaism? Nice. And then I wrote down, I assume this is you, stop trying to be less of who you are, be too powerful, too loving, too
Mm,
whole, too brave, too weird, too creative, too authentic, too sparkly. Be too you. Is that you?
yeah. It's me and, probably a few therapy sessions with my therapist.
There you go. Love it. Love it. Anything else you want to say about your business? I want to
Nah.
talk a
I
few
just
other
love it.
things. I want to be respectful of your time. We like I said, we can go 6 hours, but
Anyone who needs those programs,
yeah,
look them up, share them.
yeah,
They're free.
got it. Got it. Love it. Okay, you've talked a little bit, and I sent you a message about this. So on your website, you mentioned that you deal with a rare neurological disorder. MDDS. Do you want to talk a little bit about that? And I know, like you said, you retired from your stuff. I don't know if it was due to this
No.
or something
Yeah.
else. You said we can talk about anything, so let's shoot the shit. Let's talk the talk. Julie, what is As somebody who doesn't know, what is MDDS? What is it? First off,
So I'm going to give you the full mouthful. First
okay.
of all, it's called Mull de Barkmont syndrome.
Oh,
Don't
okay,
even MDDS.
okay.
Um, I'll just describe it because then it'll make more sense. I was on vacation with my family in Utah. We were skiing. I went to lunch with my mom, took a one level tiny elevator ride to the second floor, got off the elevator. I looked over at my mom and I said, Mom, I feel really weird like I'm on a boat.
Mm,
And that was my onset of this illness. So, what it is it's a neurological illness that affects the vestibular system. So, if you've ever been on a
mm.
cruise and then gotten off the cruise and you have those like weird sea legs,
Never been on a cruise, been on a boat
okay.
on water though.
Okay.
So, yep.
So, you know that sensation
Mm-hmm.
where you're like, whoa, the floor's still moving.
Yes.
That's how I felt. And for me, it never went away. And so, for the us of us, the lucky ones that have this, it just never goes away. A lot of people will go on cruises and have it for a week or two, which is a little longer than normal. If you have it longer than a month, they start to get a little bit concerned. And then after a year, it's deemed chronic. So I've had it for about 8 years.
Ugh.
And it's wild because it's invisible, right? I look healthy. I run ultra marathons. It's really
Okay.
weird, right?
I have questions about that.
Oh, yeah. And you can ask them all. So, very similar sensations to MS, if you've ever heard people talk about
Okay.
it.
I
It's
know it very
balance,
well.
right?
Mm-hmm.
The neurological stuff, the brain fog, the word search. So you heard me earlier trying to think of a word. That's part of it. I can't sometimes verbalize a lot of things. So your brain is just working overtime to function like a normal person. So to walk in a straight line, to make yourself breakfast, and so everything else on top of that is this like massive extra. So you're really tired. It's just, I don't know how to explain it. Neurological stuff, because it's your brain,
Yeah.
affects everything in your life. If,
Yep.
when people are like, what are your triggers? I'm like, life, everything.
Air.
Yes. Like
Gravity.
who I talk
Gravity.
to.
Gravity affects me. Uh,
Gravity's big. I fall
uh,
a lot.
so
Yeah.
this is
So
different than Meniere's. I was thinking Meniere's
similar,
balance.
but
This
different.
is way more involved with that when it's some of the stuff you're talking about, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
I know
Wow.
Meniere's because they're kind of all intertwined.
Yeah.
Our distinguishing factor, and this is really cool. I feel fortunate. I know it sounds weird. But our distinguishing factor is that when we're in passive motion, it tends to kind of go away.
Okay.
So a lot of the patients that go and get diagnosed tell their doctor, but I feel better when I'm driving. It goes away. And they're like, oh, yeah, I know what you have. That was my doctor. So I started to run. And I was like, oh my gosh. Now, road running is not fun. It kind of jambles my brain around. Doesn't love it.
Okay.
That's how I ended up on the trails. I'm like, this is
Really?
heaven. This is where I feel free of my illness. It's the only place I feel
Wow.
normal. So I'm like, if I need to go train for 8 hours, that's 8 hours of freedom from this body that is like on fire all the time. It's
Wow.
wild. I'm so lucky, right? I mean,
Yeah.
in a
Oh,
sense.
yeah. Okay. Questions. So, how is it, because I'm terrified of heights and I live at sea
Mm,
level. I had a tough time up Dragon's Back for a lot of reasons, and part of it was I told people like, and I really didn't have a problem with the altitude, but it was hard to catch my breath. So I had to
yeah.
stop a lot more. But I did get dizzy. Maybe I was just tired from running 18 miles. Does being on that high altitude affect it? How do you get up that mountain? You've gotten up it 3 times.
Mm, just not back down
Yeah,
it.
just not back down
Um,
it, but
just not
other
back down
than
the
the
other
gondola
side.
ride of shame, as I call it.
It's hard. I go up to Mammoth and I train. And I go up to Mount Baldy, which is closer, and I train in
Mm,
altitude. I think that's really important. So my body fortunately is not super sensitive to the altitude, thank goodness.
okay.
But let me tell you, those rocks, that scrambly part is terrifying in my soul. Where I saw that safety guy sitting out on the point, I had to stop. I had to pause. I had to take my poles, put them back in my pack. I took my AirPods out, put them away, and I looked at him and I said, I don't want you to worry, but this is going to look kind of messy with me going up here. You're probably going to get freaked out because my balance is really terrible. And so yeah, and I just have to do things differently. So I have to
Uh,
stop a lot, refocus, do some of my physical therapy stuff that regrounds my feet, connects my brain to my body and says, you're good, you're balanced, you're solid. So maybe that's where that 5 minutes was.
there you go. Okay, I've got more questions on this, but before I do, there was a safety guy. What
Oh,
safety guy? I didn't
he
have.
might have left by the time you
I
got there.
was it's so slow. They didn't have safety guys. Anyways, all right. Enough about that. So we're talking about some things that help with it. Is there no medications? Is there no? There's no treatment or cure or anything like that.
No.
No,
You
nothing.
know, doctors will try medications. They put people on things, but there is no medication that fixes it. There's no medication that addresses the root cause.
Okay.
There are SSRIs, that are used for
Mm-hmm.
other things that will kind of numb that part of the brain that's not functioning well. Um, but different doctors have different belief systems in that, and mine really wants the brain to keep kind of getting messed up because it means that it's trying to adapt and it's trying to make its way back. It's still trying
Mm-hmm.
to figure it out. Um, and so I do a lot of vestibular rehabilitation. So that's what I do. That's my work. And it is, if you saw it, you would think that I was 85 years old.
What explain what vestibular rehabilitation looks like?
So a big picture is you're trying to kind of mess it up to then practice calming it down, right?
Hmm.
So for me, I'm not going to do it, but looking left and right is really, really challenging. Looking up and down is really challenging. So we will intentionally work on that. Like as I walk, I have two sticks that have these like ping pong balls at the end, and I have to watch the ping pong balls as I walk, and it will make me really sick. Then you stand with your feet on the ground, close your eyes, and you have to try and stop moving and try and really calm the brain down. It's fascinating. So a lot of eye stuff because it's connected to the vestibular
Mm-hmm.
system, or they'll put you on a squishy pad intentionally because they know that's not going to work for you. You're just really trying to train the brain to be like, I am steady, I am still, and I'm not moving anymore because it still thinks it's on a boat or it still thinks it's in this weird movement pattern. It just never checked out of there. It's wild.
Wow. Wow. This is crazy.
Nervous smile,
Um
by the way. That's a nervous smile.
yeah. Um I wrote down this has obviously affected your daily life and your career.
Mm,
Is this what has triggered some of this career change? And was it this
yeah.
disease or yeah, yeah,
Yeah. I
wow,
was a government employee for 25 years. I worked in recreation.
yeah,
So fun. And senior services did their wellness stuff. And I got sick and I tried to work for a year and a half in that same position. And my boss, she could see across this courtyard to my office and she'd see me walking back and forth every day. She was with me from the day it started until diagnosis. She actually found my doctor for me. And she pulled me aside and she said, Julie, man, you have tried to work and you're just like a sliver of who you used to be. Because I was just in this survival mode. My quality of life was so bad trying to work with this illness in a regular environment and not
yeah,
being able to make adjustments around it. And so I retired. And then I was already certified in these things, some of them, and already teaching yoga here and there. And I asked my doctor, okay, you're going to retire me. I get it, but I need to work. Like I just can't stay home. And she said, no, I want you to. I want it gives you purpose.
yeah,
So she okayed this and she actually thought it was the best thing in the world for me. Yeah, I love it. Thank God.
wow, wow, crazy. What? It's. Oh man, I don't know. Do you have advice for people who are dealing with this? What would you tell somebody? Of my 57 and a half listeners, one of them is dealing with something like this. What advice would you give?
Whew. Learn to ask for help
Yeah,
and let your people love you, let your people support you,
yeah,
and remember that you are not your job. You're not your, you know, you're not your job title, you're not the amount of money you make, you're not any of that because your identity, if you connect it to those things, will be gone in an instant, right?
yeah,
And so that identity crisis and yeah, find your people and let them love you and let them take care of you and let them help you
yeah.
because you can't do it alone.
And if all else fails, run an aid station at mile 195 of the Mammoth 200 because that'll bring you
And run
back.
your own 50K, even if
And
you
once
DNF.
once a year, throw in a 50K over a mountain. Come on, love it. All right. Anything else you want to say about that? Otherwise, I've got a couple other things before we close out
No, I
here.
mean, also, I'll put it out there. It can be a really, really lonely thing to live with a chronic illness, especially when it's
Yeah,
invisible. And so, if anybody needs community, if anybody hears this and needs community, like I am an open book and you can reach out. And I was in this alone for a very long time. And I finally connected with people that have what I have. And it changed it for me. Like
yeah,
it changes it. So if anybody needs to reach out, just reach out and we'll get you connected with somebody. If you don't
yeah.
want me, you can find somebody else.
It's that community. I mean, look what a
Hmm.
difference community makes. Like 12-step recovery.
Yeah.
These people in prisons and
Yeah.
warriors at ease. I mean, it's that community. It's just being with
Yeah. And
someone
getting
who
to the top of that
understands
summit.
what you're going through, or
Yeah.
at least appreciates it and can
Yeah.
listen. So awesome. I'm talking about a couple of things a little bit lighter. Dempsey, that's your dog. Tell me about Dempsey.
He's sleeping over there right now.
Okay.
He was
What
barking earlier.
what kind of
Oh,
dog is he? What breed is he? A mutt? Is he? What is he? A
he's
breed?
a
What?
mutt. He's a red lab
Okay.
mix. He's a rescue. He was like 2 years old when
Yeah.
we got him.
Yeah.
We lost our other dog. His name was Trip, and he was from Costa Rica.
Yeah.
And we were so sad. I know you know.
Mm-hmm.
Like the air just feels different in the house, you know?
Yeah.
The air feels different. And so I was running one day on the trails and I passed by an adoption event. So
Uh-oh.
I, of course, went to the adoption event on the way home, picked up their pamphlet, and Bryant said, absolutely not. And so then I started to scroll through their website, and it literally looked like a Tinder for rescue dogs.
Yeah.
And I would screenshot these
Yeah.
ones that I thought were real cute. Dempsey happened to be one of them. I sent
Yeah.
it to Bryant, and he was like, okay, I think we should go meet him, but we're not taking him home today.
God, he sounds like
And then he
me.
was home with us.
Yeah.
He was home.
I
And
remember. Yeah.
oh,
I know. My first rescue dog, her name was Lucy, and my wife, my wife and her ex-husband had a dog, and then when they got divorced and she and I got together, they had joint custody. So he would have the
Oh,
dog. Her name was Jessie. She was a cocker spaniel. He would have her for 2 weeks, and my now wife, then girlfriend, would have her for 2 weeks. It was the cutest thing ever. This little cocker spaniel, and she passed away, and Aaron was like, "Oh, I want to get a dog," and I'm like, "Yeah, okay, well, we'll get a dog. We're looking for a new house. Maybe we'll wait." And she found this rescue dog. I'm just gonna go meet the dog. I'm like, "Don't bring the
uh-huh.
dog home." The
Uh-huh.
the dog came home, and there she was for the next 11 years. Yeah. And
Oh,
I just I was always a cat guy. I was like, I like cats. And then I met dogs, and I'm like, nope,
oh man.
dogs are so different. We love our dogs. We have a new
He's my
rescue. We
person.
we have a new rescue. So we had Lexi. So when I got back from Mammoth, we were home for 2 days. We flew out to Maryland, rented a car, and rescued this little guy that
Oh,
we've named Howie. Howard Franklin Benjamin Kyle Metzger. How's that for a freaking name?
it's
Um,
fantastic.
but so we looked around here and we fostered some dogs, and I came across this dog, and he's
Wow.
out in Maryland, and but his story was very similar to Ricky, our dog that passed away. He a breeder in Missouri. That's how these
Mm,
stories always start. A breeder, puppy mill, not a breeder,
yeah.
puppy mill in Missouri, and he lived in a cage, probably 3 foot by 4 foot, for 6 years and 8 months of his life.
Oh my gosh.
He had no,
Yeah.
love, no interaction.
Yeah.
He laid in his poop and his pee. He developed sores on his paws because of the urine that he had to live in, and they rescued him and they put him in with this vet out in Maryland.
Oh,
And he was there about 6 weeks before we could get out there, which was 2 days after we got home from Mammoth, and he was already beginning to transform. The pictures of him coming in, he was scared of everything, scared of his shadow. When we met him, he was just his frickin' tail wags so hard that his ass just goes back and forth, and it never stops. He is so happy, and he
they're just
loves
so
human contact.
grateful.
And you're just like, this little creature wanted this all his life, and he had to
Yeah.
wait till he was almost 7 years old to get it.
Yeah.
So he is home and he is loving it. He loves Lexi. They get along.
Oh
Uh,
my, I'm so happy for you
when we
guys.
hang up, I'm going upstairs to cuddle with them, and we'll probably go to bed soon.
Yep.
He's just, yeah, sleeps in the bed with us. Our dogs, they just,
Oh, ours too, 95 pounds. I'm like,
yep.
where that's perfect. Here's your pill. Here's your pillow.
Love it. All right, we got the dog talk out of the way. One more thing, Tommy Rivs.
Oh my
You
God.
love Tommy Rivs too. How do you know about Tommy Rivs? Where did you find out about him?
I started following him. I don't know where I saw him. I mean, it might have been social media, of course,
Okay.
right? During COVID.
Yep.
And then he got sick. And then I was like hooked. Now I had heard about him before that because it was
Yeah.
right when I started to watch the endurance world.
Okay.
But man, I watched that journey of him getting sick. And it was right around when I got sick. And obviously, very different things that you're up against. But when you feel like you're in this place of massive despair and you see someone like Tommy Ribs fighting the way he fought with just so much grit and I don't know, man, it got in my bones, and just followed
Yeah.
every step of that journey and shared it with everybody and then had a little motto that I borrowed from him, gentle rage,
Yeah.
because it was one of those sayings that like I don't know. I such a cool dude. And then I volunteer at Western States and I see the dude. He's around everywhere at these things.
You volunteer
Oh
at
yeah.
Western States? Which aid
Yes.
station are you at?
Last chance. I'm fortunate enough to be included in that group of
Wow.
humans. They started letting me in there a couple years
Awesome.
ago and it's just the best thing in the
Who?
world. But I remember looking across the track during golden hour. It was not this last year, but the year before. And there's Tommy Rivs, and he's just this like giant specimen of ultra perfection in
Yeah.
just his running shorts, barefoot on the track. And I'm like,
Yeah.
is this a dream? That's Tommy Ribs. Like
Yeah.
full starstruck, but just, I mean, watching him and his family and his wife grit through that whole thing
Yeah.
was unreal to me, and just such a space to be able to go and be like, you know what, things can be
Yeah.
okay. And then his wife wrote a book.
She's
Highly recommend.
amazing writer,
Oh
a
my
poet. She is
gosh.
incredible. Love her writing.
Her book
Um,
is incredible if you haven't read it.
we
Plug
should
plug
have
for
talked
her.
about you volunteering at Western States. My God, we didn't miss that little topic. Last chance. Who's the captain of that station?
There's three of them. Bonnie Porter. Oh my gosh, why am I blanking on his name right now? And this woman, Peggy Alfred.
Okay.
And they've been doing it for a long time. And the Stevens Creek Striders, it's a run group up north.
Okay.
And I met some of the Stevens Creek Striders at Mammoth Trailfest.
No way. Okay.
And they invited me to come volunteer.
I love it. I love
And
it.
I was like, I'm in. And it's so much fun. And it's last chance. It's a not a crewed aid station. So it's just us. And it's right before they go into the depths of the canyon. So they got to
Yeah.
get drenched down, watered up. And man, seeing some of your like these people like Jim Walmsley come through, and you're like, that's real. And he's 2 feet away from me. And oh my gosh. And you're kind of watching him get a
Yeah.
little flustered, you know,
Yeah.
it's wild. It's the biggest party of the year.
Can't
It's the best
imagine.
week.
Can't
Statesmas.
imagine.
That's why Dylan Bowman calls it Statesmas, because it's like the best thing ever.
Yeah.
So if you
That's
want to
my
come
dream
volunteer,
rest. Yeah, I'd love to see it. I'd love to run
you
it.
want to come volunteer, I'm
All right.
sure they'll
All
let
right.
you come.
All right. I yeah. I will look you up because that would be a
So
hoot.
much fun.
Tommy Rivs. Okay, I think that's about everything. I've got my
Yeah.
little closing section now. If you know my podcast, I've got a few things I'm
I
going to
do.
ask you. Number one, what is your dream trail race that you could run
Mm.
if you're not worried about your disease and you're just trained and money's no object and schedule? What's your dream trail race? Which race? Do you've got one? Maybe you don't have one.
I would love to do the Mammoth 200 someday.
That's the dream race now. Okay. That makes total sense. What's a hobby you like to do that is not yoga or running related?
Ooh, I love to dance. I love to
Okay.
dance.
Like, are we talking like classical ballroom dance? Just dance.
Like
Just
kitchen dance parties with
dance.
my friends.
Dance party dance.
Yes, kitchen dance parties.
Love
They
it.
say always dance before leaving the house in the morning because it changes the way you look at the world.
Love it. A pot, and I know some of these because they're on your website. A
Uh-oh.
podcast you might listen to that's nothing to do with trail
Ooh.
running, so you can have Sally's or Dylan's. I know you
Nothing
like.
to do with trail running. Do
Yeah.
you really even want to hear this? This is so embarrassing.
No. Yes, I do want to hear it. It's not embarrassing.
They call them the gigglers, and they're silly Bravo stars. And it has nothing to do with trail running. And that's why I listen to it. I think it's just called the giggle. I'm looking it up right now. Because we got to plug it. The Giggly Squad. The
The
Giggly
Giggly
Squad. And
Squad.
it's
Who?
so dumb and it's about nothingness, but it's like when I want to shut the world out and not have anything serious in my life,
Yeah.
let's go listen to that stuff.
The Giggly Squad. Is it anybody I know?
Oh my God, I'm like even embarrassed to say it out loud. It's a show. It's a show called Summer House. It's one of those
Okay.
terrible Bravo TV shows.
Okay.
Terrible.
Yeah.
We call it the Dum Dum TV. Brian and I say Dum Dum. We need a Dum Dum TV show tonight because both of us had a long day, right?
Yep.
So
Yep.
it's our Dum Dum TV,
Love it.
and it's two girls that were on that show previously, and they're just best friends, and they live in
Love
New
it.
York City, and they're hilarious. They're so
Love it.
funny. One of them is a
Um,
professional comedian, so
oh, that helps. Yeah.
yeah,
I told you Smartless is one of my wife and I's favorite podcasts. Guess what?
yeah.
We're coming out to see it live. She surprised me the other day. She's like, "We're flying out in mid-November to see Smartless
Okay.
live at wherever they're at the Hollywood Bowl, I think." I'm like, "Are you kidding
Wait,
me?" I'm like,
they're doing it at the Hollywood
"I
Bowl.
think so. Yeah.
That venue, you're gonna be in heaven.
I'm super excited."
Oh yeah.
Um,
If you need any tips and tricks, I'll get you there.
great. My last question, my famous question, I asked Tim this, I ask everybody this. Julie, give me 5 favorite pieces of gear you need to go on a run or a trail run.
Ooh, I love my Hoka Mafate X's.
Oh, there we go.
I've got turf
Nice.
toe, so that carbon plate feels really good on my
Oh,
foot.
okay. Nice.
Yeah, and they got a bad rap. I love them. Mafate X, my Solomon pack.
Which Solomon pack?
I do the Advanced Skin 5. It's my favorite.
Yep, I've got one of those.
Swear by it. So that's, are
Okay.
we at 3 right now?
We're at 2.
We're at 2. We're at 2.
Sorry.
I
I'm
love
sorry. We're only at 2.
my new favorite is my corduroy Trailfest hat, but it
Okay.
was for volunteers only. So sorry.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay,
Rub
so
it
we're
in.
at
Right.
3.
Now we're at 3.
Uh-huh. Now we're at 3.
Yep.
My AirPods. I need music. I
Yeah.
love to have music. I need to hear something in my ears.
Yep. That's fair.
Um,
Give me one more.
can I give you nutrition? My favorite
Yep.
nutrition is Mango Go Gel by BPN.
Mango Gojo.
By
Is it
BPN Sports.
is okay, not by Goo. That's the only brand I know. So I need to I love the flavor of mango, and my mistake during
Okay.
Mammoth Trailfest was I always use the same goo. It's the caramel, salted caramel
Okay.
mocha with like the chocolatey coffee
Yeah,
with the caffeine. And
I know
I
it.
made the mistake during Mammoth Trailfest. I'm like, oh, they got goo gels, so I won't have that many in my thing. I did not like the flavors they had, and so when I was going up Dragon's Back Ascent, I had one of mine and like 3 of theirs, and I was like,
Oh,
I ate them, but it was like, no, this is not
no.
good. I'm gonna look up that gel. That sounds really good to me.
It's Sally McRae. She came up with the flavor
Oh,
with them. But here's what's cool about it. Its consistency is a little bit more watery than
yeah,
that, like, you know what I'm talking about. I don't even have to describe it.
yeah,
So it goes down really easy and you can put it in your water. Anyways, it's the best. I love it. I love it. I love it.
love it. Great. This has been great, Julie.
It
I'll
was so
be.
good meeting you and
n-
seeing you on the trail during the race. Like, I'm like, that's Joey.
I was so tickled that you had listened to the pod,
Yeah,
and that you said hi
I'm a
because this is
fan.
great. Good, and you're also a guest. You are a fan and a guest now. So, thanks for joining me on the pod, and I will be seeing you if not sooner.
Oh,
I'll be
yeah.
seeing you next year, at Mammoth Trail Fest. So.
We will.
Will
We
Bryant be
will.
there too? Because now that I know that was him, I am just tickled to death because he was Julie. He was just tell him from me, thank you. He was so nice.
I
I was
will.
feeling, you know how I was feeling. I was feeling
Oh,
horrible,
yeah.
and he made me feel better. And so thank him from me. So
Yeah, I will. I will.
all right,
These are our people,
these are
right?
these are our people.
I appreciate you.
Thanks. Ah, Julie, I appreciate you. Thank you so much for joining me. That was an absolutely awesome conversation. And if you want to know more about Julie's yoga business or some of those great organizations that she works with, I will have links in the show notes. And hey, if you are struggling with MDDS or any other disease or disorder, just know that you're not alone. There are others. There is a community out there. Well, that's it for this time. Until next time, cheers and take care. Keep running, keep walking, keep moving forward. Don't worry about that cutoff at the summit. You will eventually get to come down and see the other side, and you will cross that finish line.